Okay, hold on. Let me actually drag that audio clip out of the track. So I'm gonna show you something real quick. I'm gonna show you a little trick I like to go about when it comes to making samples like Foley and stuff. So I don't know, like you just saw me record that in real time and I applied the effect. So yeah, I could. I know. I'm just kind of keeping it cordial right now. But one of the things that I like to do whenever I'm doing vocal samples, right? See every bit of component of this sample right here. All of these bits constitute to a different sample. Now, actually using it is a different question. So, hey, love you too. One of the things that are super, super different about making sample packs, and this is something that I want you guys to understand. See that waveform that goes here, here, this section here, this section here, this section here, and these sections. All those itty bitty bits, all those bits are components that could constitute to a sample pack. Now, what I would do to prep this is to take this individual track, right? Let's say I want to keep this. I'm going to consolidate it. And when I consolidate it, I'm going to move it all the way over here out of the session. And I'm going to hit envelope and pick the envelope that only goes off of the transient and doesn't repeats. Because the other options for the transients and the envelopes right here for your samples, they can either go backwards and forwards, or they can just go forward and forward and forward and forward and forward. So my trick I like to do, because I want to get as much as I possibly can out of one sample, you're going to separate each individual section that is special on its own. Yep. That's what we're going to do. And so when you have those moments when you create something that's really, really crazy, you're going to take those individual pieces and by themselves bounce them out as its own file. So this is a sample. This is another sample. That's another sample. That's another sample. So see how like all these different components constitute, and this is just me at 11, like negative 11. Let's raise it to like unity. Or. You could like have that looped. So it allows you to be really tactful and resourceful with what you have created. That way, you don't have to go from scratch to record those itty bitty components. You can just go back and individually, this is what I want. And if you want to record it into another track, your best bet is to make a track underneath it and be like, I don't know, sample pack stuff. Now, I will preference this and say this. Not everything you do at that time when you're making these individual pieces will be a part of that sample pack. It's just enough to be able to pick and choose. That way you can literally be like in a session and just go through your different sounds, be like, or. So like you can go through as they're all bounced in their own individual right. And you can, be like, yo, I want to use this. And then someone can be like, yo, what the heck is that? That's what is supposed to be the cool part about making samples, because you got to know, like, yo, I'm making something that actually might be kind of cool. And always have an intention behind whatever you're making. Don't just sit here and collectively go through like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sounds, and they don't constitute to anything. Like, actually use what you're using or trying to make a sample pack out of. That way you can collectively put together a pack that people want to use. So yeah, that's a lot of samples to make one, and it's amazing. Great, right? So it can constitute to loops. You can rearrange these. Like, you can really edit it the way that you want someone to use it. And I think that is the number one intention that you should always have when making a sample pack. Is this something for me to use, or is this for someone else to use? If it's for someone else, literally That's the goal. And I hope that made sense. And with that being said, I got to play this beat one more time.